Hi guys, welcome to my YouTube channel, A Time with Dr. P. If you're an OG here, welcome back. If you're new on this channel, consider subscribing to this channel. Trust me, you're going to love this channel and you're going to learn something. On today's video, I'm going to be talking about one of the questions I've been getting over and over again. It is about the cost of immigrating to Canada. Now, people immigrate via different routes. Some people immigrate as international students. Some people immigrate via a work visa. Some other people immigrate as permanent residents. For the sake of this video, I'm going to be focusing on immigrating as an international student because that's where I've gotten most of the questions from. So stick around, don't go nowhere if this is something you want to see. So back again, what does it actually cost to immigrate to Canada as an international student? I'm going to be using Nigeria as a focus because that's my home country, and I would say I'm more familiar with talking about immigrating from Nigeria. Okay, so immigrating as an international student from Nigeria to Canada. I'm going to speak like I'm assuming you don't have anything done already. So what I mean by that is you don't have your international passport, you don't have your transcript, nothing is done. So let's start. First things first, you're going to have to get your international passport. I don't know what it costs presently. What I used to know was about 100 or 100 and something thousand naira. So do your research and get your international passport. Secondly, your transcript. Depending on your school and how long you left school, you may have to go back and forth your school trying to get your transcript, sent across to the school you're applying to. That's going to cost you some money too. So like I said, depending on how long you've left school, you have to, go about that. Thirdly, admission application fees. So some people are lucky, they apply to one school and they just get the admission straight up. Some people have to apply to several schools before they get an admission. And each of these schools you're applying to, there's an application fee attached. Most times it's not refundable. So if you have to apply to 4 schools and each of them is over 100 Canadian dollars, that's another expense right there. Okay, so let's now assume everything has gone accordingly and you have gotten your admission into a school. This is where most of the questions come from. What does the school fees cost yearly? So for my research done, most of the Canadian schools cost about 10,000 to 20,000 Canadian dollars yearly. For the sake of this video, we're going to stick to 15,000, which is the average. So 15,000 Canadian dollars yearly for your fees. So if it's 2 years, that's 30,000 Canadian dollars for the 2 years. Now, with the exchange rate, we've all been seeing the fluctuations. Sometimes it ranges from 700 per Canadian dollars. Other times it went as high as 900 and something naira to 1 Canadian dollars. For the sake of this video, we're going to be using 800 naira per Canadian dollars. So for the 2 years, if we're using 15,000 Canadian dollars yearly, if you multiply 15 by 800, 15,000 CAD by 800, that's about 12 million naira. So it means for the 2 years, we're looking at 24 million naira for your school fees. Okay, and then when you land in Canada eventually, your living expense. So by that, I mean your rent, utilities, you're going to feed and all of that. Research done, most consultants would suggest that you budget about 10,000 Canadian dollars yearly for living expense. Even though in reality, 10,000 a year, you have to really be on a special budget to survive on 10,000 Canadian dollars yearly as a student. But, let's use that as for the basis for this video. So if you multiply 10,000 Canadian dollars by 800, that's 8 million naira yearly. So for 2 years, that's going to be 16 million naira. If you add 16 million naira to the 24 million naira for your school fees, that's going to be 40 million naira in total for school fees and living expense. Now, bear in mind, I forgot to talk about the proof of funds. You would need proof of funds in your account before your visa is approved. While you're trying to, get your admission into the school and your visa approved. And most of the time, the proof of funds required is, your school fees plus your living expense, at least for a year, to be in your account for that to be accepted as proof of funds, to show that when you come in to Canada, you can pay your fees and you can leave, and everything will go well with you. Some other things that's important for you to note while in this journey of immigrating to Canada as an international student is, after your visa approval, you're going to have to do medicals. I don't know what the present cost is. I think it's about usually between 80 to 100,000 naira to do your medicals. You're going to do your police clearance. I don't know what that costs presently, because the prices of all of these things are always changing from time to time. You're going to have to do biometrics. All of these things cost money. And that's why I'm saying that there's no one answer to how much does it cost to immigrate. You have to do a lot of personal research. But one thing I know for sure is it is not cheap. It is not cheap at all. Some of these schools do not require you to pay all of these fees before you come into Canada. In fact, most schools don't require you to pay all of your fees. Some require you to pay some percentage or some form of, upfront for your tuition. But most schools don't require you to pay your fees. But then again, I'm saying this because some people come in with the notion that, oh, I will just have maybe a certain amount of money. When I come in, I will be able to work and then be paying my fees. It is not that easy. Because you're going to be going to school full time. Like, they don't play. You're going to go to school. So the hours you're going to be working are very limited. So thinking you can come in and then you'll be going to school and then working and trying to get your fees. Some people have done it. Truth be told, some people have done it. But you have to know your own self. Are you that, do you have that strength? Do you have that perseverance? Can you do it? Not everyone can do it, because if you come in and you can't do it, you're going to get really, really, really frustrated. I kid you not. I've heard stories. People have contacted me directly. If you don't have a good support system and you come in here thinking you can fend for yourself as an international student, you are going to get very, very frustrated. I'm going to be doing subsequent videos where I will talk about, the cost of immigrating as a worker via the permanent resident route. So just watch out for these videos. And if this is something you want to see, if this is something someone that wants to see, send it to them. Give this video a thumbs up if it has been beneficial to you in any way, and share this video. Like I said again, if you have information, valid information, not just any information, valid information that you can contribute to this video, please leave it in the comment section so it will be beneficial to everyone. Until I come your way again, this is Dr. P signing out. Bye-bye.